Get a Job in Tech, episode 181. Project Manager Interview Questions. Here are some common project manager interview questions you might encounter. Under general questions, number 1, can you describe your experience with project management? Number 2, what is project management methodologies? What project management methodologies are you familiar with? Number 3, how do you handle project scope changes? Under project planning, how do you develop a project plan? Number 2, what tools do you use for project planning and scheduling? And number 3, how do you estimate project timelines and resources? Under team management, number 1, how do you motivate a team? Number 2, can you give me an example of a time you resolved a conflict within your team? And number 3, how do you handle underperforming team members? Under risk management, number 1, how do you identify and manage project risks? And number 2, how can you describe a project risk you encountered and how you managed it? Under communication, number 1, how do you ensure effective communication with stakeholders? And number 2, how do you handle communication issues within a project team? Budget management. Number 1, how do you manage project budgets? And number 2, can you provide an example of how you dealt with a project that went over budget? Problem solving. Number 1, describe a challenging project you worked on and how you overcame the challenges. And number 2, how do you prioritize tasks and manage competing deadlines? Under performance and evaluation, number 1, how do you measure project success? Number 2, what key performance indicators or KPIs do you track? And number 3, how do you conduct project postmortems or evaluations? Under leadership and strategy, number 1, how do you align a project with the organization's strategic goals? And finally, number 2, what is your approach to stakeholders, management, and engagement? These are some of the questions to be asked in a project management interview or manager interview that you may be asked. Thanks a lot. We'll see you in the next one.